Good afternoon, everybody. Save with Crypto here. Welcome back to Save with Crypto. I'm actually not on my own today, but maff has been delayed. I think it's gone off to boil an egg or something because he said it'd be 2 minutes. So we'll see what happens. He did actually say he's obviously in the area, so he said afternoon. So at least he knows the time of day. And of course, Scotty's here as well. And Scotty is saying, hey, Thursday already, June already. Time flies when you're losing money in crypto. Yeah, I'll tell you what, because I had a really hectic day yesterday, and I'm really sorry, by the way, for cutting the stream short. I mean, it was literally like I said hello and then goodbye, and then there I was gone. And yeah, I just didn't plan yesterday well at all. I had stuff to do, and geographically it just didn't work at all. I had to yeah, I ended up doing a Zoom call from a random street in Teignmouth in Devon. It's quite bizarre, really. And I'd like kind of seagulls squawking away that you could hear through the window of the car, and then all the schools finished. So like there was well, probably the school in Teignmouth because it's tiny. The school finished. There was all like school kids walking up and down the street and being boisterous and girlstrous, I suppose, as well. Yeah, so it wasn't ideal. Anyway, and I went off to do the thing that I was doing. That I was quite terrified. It involved a bit of public speaking for the first time. Not the first time, but like for the first time in the niche that I'm doing. I wish I could talk more about it, but I would naturally dox myself by doing that, so I don't really want to. But it's to do with health and nutrition, that kind of thing. And so I was doing a public talk for the first time, so I was a little bit nervous about it. I did all right, actually, I think. And then I drove home, kind of like a half-hour drive. I took my time though. I got home, I just went to sleep, and I was just absolutely knackered. I hadn't done much physically, but you know, mentally it was quite exhausting, really. Anyway, as a consequence of that, I kind of woke up at like 4 o'clock this morning. I thought, oh, I'll just have a quick look at the charts as you do, you know. So I had a look, and I saw like there was a nice old dip in Bitcoin right down to like 61.2k or something like that. And I thought I'll just do a little long, and it went up straight away, and it was about, you know, $300 in profit. So I put my stop loss pretty much to break even. And then I went back to sleep, and when I woke up, boom, it hit the stop loss, and I made no money whatsoever. So I'm a bit miffed about that. Anyway, hello, Maff. How you doing?
Hello. I just sneaked in, hoping you wouldn't notice that I was a bit late there. But I'm here. I was here all along.
I suspected you'd gone off to boil an egg or something like that. You said you'd be 2 minutes.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So even your comment was here, you see. But anyway, that's all right. All the usual people are here. Kaz is here now. Hi, Kaz.
Hello.
Yeah. No, I was just saying I completely round tripped a trade this morning because for various reasons I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it kind of went up and came down again. To be fair, I wasn't expecting.
Did you actually finish in a profit, or was it like literally just?
Yeah. It was about like $10. You know, it was like 0.04% or something. It was like, you know, pretty much nothing. So we can talk about that in a minute. Hang on, see what Kaz has got to say. I was in a couple of juicy positions and came out as not wanting to round trip, but instead I should have just trusted my judgment. Oof, so much profit missed. Wish could get conviction. I guess you were shorting way. I mean, I was as well. You know, last time I was here with maff, I was short from 73k, and I kind of I closed it around about, I don't know, 66 or something. And if I'd have kept that, if I'd have kept it open, that would have been lovely.
I mean, to be fair, I was going on about closing that as well, wasn't I? I was going, close it.
I think you were saying that pressure. 71, I think, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm
way,
glad
way too.
No, but yeah, you know, taking profit is always a good thing to do. Anyway, so consequently, I'm not really in any positions at the moment, so it's a bit annoying, really, because obviously there are opportunities. I I did notice what you were talking about with this jingly thing. So let me just do it.
Save with crypto. Huh. Justify your thumbnail.
Did you actually hear it say the word thumbnail?
Yes.
Oh, okay. For some reason on the stream, I just heard it say justify your. Anyway.
Oh, it definitely said thumbnail. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I see what you mean about the microphone being attached to your jumper. It's kind of it's a bit weird.
It's vaguely suggestive, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just my interpretation. Actually,
it's a very AI thing, and it's like, where you get the disappearing door frames and all that kind of thing, And
yeah.
Anyway, right. So I'm going to justify my thumbnail. This is actually the SPX, and what I was looking at was, let me just remove that face, remove that arrow, and remove the toilet, although I might need it, because this is the S&P 500. If we look at this with Quadzilla, I was trying to find the most meaningful kind of time frame to look at it with Quadzilla. And I mean, generally overall, I mean, you expect the S&P 500 to generally go up over time, because that's what it does, isn't it? So it has gone up over time for a long time. There have been pullbacks like this one here, though, in 2007, when obviously it pulled back about 57%, which was quite large. That one was predicted by the super down there on Quadzilla. And going back a little bit further, this one here in 1990, which is probably before some people are born here, I guess. Not me.
That's insane. It's an insane thought. It really is. I was rocking out in the 90s.
1990, I'd left school and everything. I was probably. Anyway,
I mean, when I say rocking out, I mean I was wearing a suit and tie and working in a software company in Chiswick, but felt like rocking out at the time. Yeah.
1990, I was working for a computer typesetting company. Actually, it was what became Reed Elsevier. I was working for them in Farringdon in EC1, London.
Yeah,
that's what I was doing. That's the only real proper job I've ever had, really. It was all right.
It sounds like it was just enough, so you sort of realise, this respectable work, like 9 till 5 thing, just isn't for me.
Well,
I'm off to wander the streets and put on my straw hat. Blink, I'm out of here.
It was a bit like that, to be honest. I mean, I was there for 12 years.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
And it was all right. It was because it was involved with the print. I was part of the GPMU union, so the actual rate for the job was really good. So the money was good. The hours were not a lot, really. I mean, it's supposed to be like 32 hours a week or 36. I can't remember now. But because it was shift work and because it was to do with the print, we actually didn't do that. Honestly, we did about 30 hours. And I was getting quite a respectable wage for it. And also there was like trips to there was 3 trips to Los Angeles that were all paid for. The longest one of those was 12 weeks, which was brilliant. So that was like, total expenses paid, everything paid for, company car, hotel, all that kind of thing, just while I was on a course there. And a few other like perks like that. And then we used to have like 7 weeks holiday. It was great, but it was just mind. Sorry,
gosh, 7 weeks. Yeah, But was it 7 paid weeks, or just like they get to not employ you or pay you for 7 weeks of the year?
No, it was 7 weeks of paid holiday. It was
okay.
It was awesome. But quite a lot of jobs in the print used to be like that, because that's just what they negotiated. I mean, it was actually, was it the GPMU or was it NGA? No, I think it was the GPMU, but the NGA, the National Graphics Association, I think they were like the bigger, like mother union, if you like, and and because that was to do with like all the newspapers and stuff in Fleet Street and all that kind of thing. They negotiated just like ridiculous terms. I mean, sometimes I thought they were taking the piss, to be honest, because like 1 year, it's like my boss in the union, but they called him the father of the chapel, because it's all to do with the olden days. So my FOC, he said, "Oh, we're going to put in for double time when you're on holiday."
Yeah.
I said, "So double time when you're on?" Yeah. So what does that mean? He said, "It means you get paid twice as much when you're on holiday." I said, "Why?" And he said, "Could you spend more money when you're on holiday?" I said, "I know, but you don't do any work."
Perfect logic. Yeah, I totally see that.
Yeah.
It's the thing about when unions get a bit too powerful, I think, and then just but also when the industry or politicians, etc., just kind of kowtow to them, say, "Yes, sir, yes, sir. Please don't strike, sir." When they fear the unions a bit too much, I think.
Yeah, totally.
And then everything is just like, so give them double holiday pay. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, I've changed my mind. It's now we now want quadruple holiday pay. So come on, lads, out, we're striking. You won't catch me. I'm part of the union. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Out they go. But over and over until somebody's prepared to stand up to them. That's not to say that unions don't have a good reason to exist. It's just there has to be a balance,
I just thought that I actually felt stupid, sort of agreeing to that, and we all had to agree because we were all part of the union. Yeah. And I actually just thought I actually feel sorry for the company now, because because they're proposing they give us too much money for doing nothing, and. Anyway, so the money was great, and the hours were fantastic. The job itself was mind-blowingly boring. I was there to fix like an old sort of Unix computer network thing, and when it went wrong, and just like fix things. And there was old like 1/2-inch mag tape decks and stuff there that you'd have to clean the heads on every now and again, that kind of thing, and a lot of big old CDC disk drives that no one will have ever heard of anymore, but and they were always going wrong, so I had to fix all that stuff. So I was like an engineer,
and anything mechanical, really, any moving part.
But then the rest of the time I was just doing the other stuff that needed doing. So for example, what happened was all the data, like say for example for like all the flights going everywhere in the world, because we did the World Airways Guide, all the data was on like this computer in Dunstable, and then they put it onto a 1/2-inch mag tape. Actually, before that, what we'd do, we'd have these COBOL programs that we'd run on that data that would format it into basically what looked like a page. So you could basically get that data, put it on a mag tape, put the mag tape on the computer typesetter, and it would actually create typeset pages, and at the time we were the highest output typesetter in London, even though there's only like 30 people working there, because we did this World Airways Guide, but most of the day I'd just be like running these COBOL programs on this data and just watching these like green figures appear on the screen, on a black and green screen, it was like just mind-blowingly boring. So when it actually came to time to we all got made redundant, I was like so relieved. I was thinking, I was thinking this is brilliant, so I got a nice
had the union also negotiated just like a humongous redundancy check as well?
I got a year's salary. Yeah, that was mainly it, really. I got 13 months salary.
I would have been very pleased with that. Please throw me out the front door.
I was gagging for it. That's all I wanted. Was just and we always just talk about come the great day. when we get, I tell you what was even good, even better actually. I said to my boss, I went, Don, so we're probably going to get made redundant round about Christmas 1997. I think that's what it was. And he said, yeah, okay. So that's about 9 months away now, isn't it? He went, yeah. I said, so will I officially know about that? I mean, do I officially know about that now? He went, no, not really. You will officially know about it 3 months before it happens.
So whatever you do, don't leave until then.
No. So what I did was I got I did two things. I took out some mortgage payment protection insurance, which weirdly enough I ended up selling later on. That would pay my mortgage for a year if I became redundant. and also what I did was I got quite a big bank loan with redundancy protection, and I bought a car with it. So
I wonder how, even now, I wonder how much of that you should be admitting to be honest. The prime
yeah, all right. Yeah, that's probably why I don't want to dox myself really, but yeah, that was quite good really. So I got I got my mortgage paid for a year and a nice car out of it.
Yeah, and, as I say, with the benefit of hindsight, and you actually did have the hindsight in advance.
Yeah. To be honest, I kind of wish I'd have gone larger on the loan. I wish I'd have, I wish I'd have borrowed like 50 grand or something, but I didn't. I think I was a bit. Well, obviously, I had to pay the repayments while I was waiting to be made redundant, didn't I? So I had to kind of time it about right, And but yeah, no, it's good. I got a free car out of it anyway. So that was good. Anyway, why was I talking about that? I was talking about 1990, wasn't I? Anyway, so that's what I was doing in 1990. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, some of these
saying, Count Ducko just saying, afternoon, wow, endless bleeding on Bitcoin. So yeah, so we'll definitely get into that as well.
We will.
What exactly is happening? What's going on there? So,
yeah, I'm just looking at the S&P 500 at the moment. So I mean, these super downs have actually been brilliant on the monthly. Sorry, these super down signals are from our indicator, which is called Quadzilla, that we talk about incessantly. And this one here, this was in 1973. I won't say what I was doing in those days, but I mean that was a 49% drop in the S&P 500, and even this one back here. When was this? This was 1962, right? So 64 years ago. Okay, so the super down came into action there, and it dumped 28%. So I think these super down signals are pretty good with the S&P 500. I mean, even this one here, not massive, but this one here. I mean, this one here appeared when the trend was going down, right? So looking for it when you've got like a fairly mental sort of increase in price, and then it appears. Does seem quite reliable. So let's have a look at the next one. You see this one here, sort of going up quite rapidly.
It's very much the trend shield kind of shields these as well, doesn't it? Because like that earlier one, is it 1986?
Absolutely, yeah.
That was offset by the trend shield saying like, "Whoa there, whoa, Nelly." Just that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is the whoa Nelly sort of a more Neddy, isn't it? Sort of a horse name.
Was it? I thought it was Nelly.
Oh. I don't know. I thought Neddy. I thought it was,
it probably was Neddy, to be fair. But in Darkest Wales, I think it was always they just mispronounced everything.
So what math's on about here is these is you get the super down there. Now that was in September of 1985, right? So in October of 1985, it was actually up a little bit, and then these but then these trend shields started appearing, which means, okay, it looks like the price should come down, but it's not for the moment. And these trend shield happened from 1985 up until 1987, so like 2 years of these trend shields. And when they stopped appearing, I mean, this is incredible, isn't it? It's just like how well this works. You had that.
It is pretty amazing.
And then there was a 32% drop when the trend shields stopped appearing. Okay, so we will get to almost the time when everyone here is probably alive. So once again, you're super down here, August 1990. That's the one I was talking about when I got distracted. So since then, oh dear, look at the way it's going. I mean, I need a taller screen. Okay, so that was up to that was up to 2000. We still had this trend shield here going up, stopped appearing then, and then woof, we came down 49%. So from then, went up to there in 2007. That was all the foreclosure stuff, wasn't it? All that kind of stuff happening in those times.
Dark times.
Yeah.
But 2007, sure. Yeah.
So once again, you got the super down, but then you got these trend shields sort of appearing, saying it's still going up, and it was indeed. When they stopped appearing, woof, we came down, and that was pretty substantial. That was like 56%. Whoa, that was a bad one. That was the Great Short thing, wasn't it? That was from the film, Anyway, so since then, all right, I won't talk about them all actually. Weirdly enough, I just comment.
And then the Soviet Union fell, and then and then there was the 1880 gold rush.
The wheel was patented. This is quite good actually, because I had a little note here, right? So this is something I put on the chart. Now I always tend to write the date in sort of like ISO format, just because I do. So that was actually the 8th of May, 2023. So pretty much, what's that? That's 3 years ago, isn't it? So 3 years ago, I put this comment on the chart. And this was actually something by Coins Kid, who's another YouTuber that I don't watch anymore, but he was actually saying, well, I think that was actually the name of his video. I think I put it here so I could go and look it up on YouTube if I wanted to. And it was saying this bullish signal flashes, if this bullish signal flashes, RSI set up like a boss. And I think he was saying if it crosses that, it will go up. Certainly did. So, fair play to
fair play
to him. I forgot his name. I think his name's Tom actually, but anyway, so up 80% pretty much since then. Okay, so where are we? Well, we're at the stage now where we haven't got a super down, but look, we've got all these trend shields here, sort of saying that the S&P is very, very overbought, and it should reverse soon, but it's not going to while these trend shields are here.
In fact, that signal is strengthened, isn't it? It's gone. The trend shield is strengthened.
So I think the answer to my thumbnail is yes, but maybe not quite yet. I think this is worth keeping an eye on.
Was the thumbnail about the S&P in that case?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Well, it's obviously not Bitcoin, is it? Unless it was upside down.
There's it is amazing how they decoupled essentially, didn't they?
But the thing is,
I guess probably October, wasn't it? I think they kind of decoupled, but certainly more recently, there's you do this sort of fractal overlay thing of the Bitcoin chart and the S&P 500 chart, and there's a marked decoupling in the last month or so, in addition to that earlier decoupling. But I think part of that is just because, I mean, market manipulation, like what Scott is saying, for definite. But I think also just the the fact that Bitcoin is going through its 4-year cycle, and it's doing its thing like clockwork. And I think I wonder if some of that market manipulation is just more, yes, manipulation of the market by BlackRock and so on, but they're riding. How do I put it? They're riding the clockwork. Which sounds odd. Because if it's kind of written to a certain extent of which way the price is going to go, that they're just kind of leaning into that, with whatever they do. So just maximizing the profits. Because there's not much point them trying to swim against the current or against the tide, really. So they're kind of running with that, but and yet still retail doesn't really catch on generally. That's the way that the tide is going at the time.
Yeah,
anyway.
Totally. Anyway, right, just before we do it, we'll do some real TA in a moment, but just before we do that, right, regular viewers.
Some pretty pictures. So just before we'll do real TA, but first here are some pretty pictures.
I got to move this moon across actually, and move the rocket because it
was getting slightly rogered by the rocket, wasn't it?
It was. Let's do that. Oh, ouch, you bastard!
Yeah,
right.
is it actually a rocket? What's going on there?
I don't know what it is. Is it? No, I don't know what it is, but it's a missile of some sort. But that's what some people call them, isn't it? Anyway, so this is actually Zoid Pay, which is one of these things that I've been bag holding for thousands of years, and I've been thinking should I give up on this or not? And I was so tempted to back here in August last year when it was worth a fraction of what it's worth, what it had been worth, and even what it's worth today. So as of today, we're up 4,700% since last September, last August rather. But overall, it's kind of down. I mean, I'm not even going to measure that, but it's probably pretty much 100% really. It's like 99% or something down from where it was back in 2023. Now the thing is, this is all what I've been hoping for since 2023. Was I basically had the boss of Zoid Pay on the channel, and we had a discussion about the way it was going, and he was talking about the app they were making, a fintech app, and I said, "So Edward, when do you reckon it'll be out?" And he says, to be on the safe side, let's say May." So that was May 2023, right? Since then, it's not happened until yesterday, and the app is now live. The app is now live on the App Store, on the Apple App Store, as well as Google Play, as of yesterday. Now the deal with this, right, is I will do a proper video about this, and I just want to get a bit more information about it. I have actually been beta testing this for the last week, but I've been sworn to secrecy about it, so I wasn't able to sort of spill any beans about it. But the idea with this is it's a fintech app where it's linked to a non-custodial crypto wallet. So what I did when I was testing it, I actually set up a Ethereum wallet, so an ERC20 wallet, and I put some USDT in it. So I had to transfer that by the ERC20 network. I did that. I also put a little bit of Ethereum in to cover the gas fees. There's also a fiat side, a fiat side to it, and at the moment that's only in euros. So I had to try. Well, it's in the pipeline, but there is going to be multi-currency. So I did actually have to transfer some euros, and I believe at the moment it needs to come from a Euro bank that's in your name. So it did happen. Yeah. It does happen. I did have such a bank. I had a Bunk account, which is like a Belgian. No, it's Belgian or Dutch. I can't remember now. I think it's Belgian. So it's like a Belgium account. So I was actually able to transfer some money from there to test it out. What I will say is that, you know, I've been using it to buy a few things. Like I bought some petrol and I bought some. I do what I always do with the fintech. I went out and bought some beer. I always think it's a very good thing to do with your first purchase of on a fintech application, because everyone talks about coffee, but I think you should buy beer. So I did that, and it was only today because I thought, okay, well the real app's now, so I'll delete the one from Test Flight, which is the Apple testing thing. I'll delete that and I'll put the new one on. But I thought just to be on the safe side, what I'll do is I'll clear out the funds from it. So I didn't have to worry about the crypto because the crypto is in a non-custodial wallet. So I've got the seed phrase written on a post-it note on
I
the
thought
wall.
you were going to hold that up to the camera then.
No, I was actually just thinking. I was thinking it's a good job it's not like you can't see the reflection in my glasses and sort of see.
Well, you assume,
see the seed phrase over there. I was thinking like that would be
your wallet is now drained. Congratulations.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much in it. There's only about $30 worth of USD.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm worth these days. So I didn't have to worry about that. But then I was thinking, what about the euros though? So there was about 58 euros, I think, in there. So I thought I don't want that to disappear if there's a problem when I go onto the actual real app, you know. Which, by the way, I haven't actually properly put on yet because it did something weird, which I'm querying at the moment when I tried to do it. So what I did was I thought, well, I'll clear that out. So I thought, how much is 58 euros worth? And I Googled it and it came out as like, it was like £50, 80 pence. Right. So I thought, okay, I'll pay a bit of council tax with it. So I went to my local council tax, you know, do a one-off payment, you know, random amount. So, and I thought I'd try it for 50 quid. And it did it. I thought it was going to fail because I was thinking, like, with the exchange rate, surely it's not going to give me what it tells me on Google, because Google uses like xe.com, I think, for their thing, which is like a really good rate, you know. And it was actually pretty much, by the time I'd done it,
a good rate in that case actually being the rate, you know.
But by the time I'd done it, I think there was 30p left in the account. So it pretty much did exactly that. So this is something they, to be fair, they actually said, you know, as a foreign exchange app, it's going to be better than everything that's out there at the moment. And I'm looking forward to do some tests because I think that's better than Wise. I think it's probably better than Revolut as well. I might have to compare it with a few things, but if that's the case, I mean, obviously it is going to be multi-currency at some point, but even as like a foreign exchange app, it might actually be, you know, it might be quite good actually. Yeah. And
so if they can keep that competitive, then that would be pretty great.
Because then it really would become like an app that you use all the time. You know, if you think about it, it'd be like having a Wise app, but you could use crypto. So
definitely, there's a lot of promise there. Yeah.
So I'm actually quite keen on this. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to download the real app, not the beta test one, and see how it works. Now the thing is, with the way it's going to work is it's not going to be to do with Zoid Pay. They're going to have another token called Other. Every time I say that, I say I don't like the name. I don't, because even the inconsistency, like the company's called Another, and the token is going to be called Other. But the way it's going to work is we'll be able to swap Zoid Pay for Other. Now, if you hold some Other and you lock it, you don't get cash back like what you would do with other fintech cards. What you do get, you get a percentage of the fees of the whole network. So so the way they're describing this is like, you know, it's not you being rewarded for using the card, it's actually you being rewarded for being part of the company, sort of thing. I kind of quite like how it does that, because the idea being is that it actually encourages you to get other people to use it, because the more people that are using it and the more other token you hold and have got locked, the more you're going to get rewarded. And I think we're going to get rewarded on the 3rd of every month. So at the moment, I think the first payday is going to be like August the 3rd. And so that means that, from that point onwards, if I'm holding the other token, I should just naturally get paid every month on the 3rd of the month, and I'll get paid. I think we're going to get paid in USDC. I think that's the token.
Cool. Because USD it straight into a trade, basically.
Well, you could do, yeah. I mean, it's going to go straight into your into your non-custodial wallet, which is, it all sounds very. Now I'm thinking about it, it's actually like this might have almost been worth waiting 3 years for. Anyway, but there are
especially if it's just in time for the start of the next bull market, sort of towards the end of this year, hopefully. Then that could be rather good. So just if you, I suppose, whether you trade with it or whatever, but if you treat it as free money, in a sense, or free investment capital, and just put it straight into some very discount rates token at this stage, even Bitcoin, and then it obviously, as the theory goes, it should multiply the earnings in that case as we go into the next bull season. So
and I can only see it getting better, really. But anyway, again though, to be slightly critical of them, they were saying, "Oh, we're going to do a new website," and I think this is it. It's just one page, and it's probably good because
honestly, that is better than some other websites I could mention. It's approximately related.
Yeah, I know of whom you speak, but it is better, and to be fair, I mean, I think in marketing, I think the idea of like each page of a website having one function, so you want one call to action, and the call to action here is just download the bloody app, so that's all you got. We got to think.
Absolutely, single purpose, singular in purpose.
Yeah, and what I was also able to do with this, which I wasn't with the other one. No, actually, that's not true. Actually, I can't find my Fitbit. I know it's but
it's pretty great. So we've got another, and we've got the other one, the other.
The other what?
Well, you were saying like with the other one, so you got another, and you got the other. Never mind. Carry on.
Okay. Anyway, so is my camera frozen at the moment or not? Or do I?
No, you're all good.
Okay. Well, no, it's a bit rare because I've even got the card. I've even got the card. It was on my phone, obviously. Oops. Just done my code wrong, but I got it on my Fitbit as well, which is quite cool because it's so it's in the Google wallet as well as the Apple wallet. So I don't know. It's all pretty cool, I think. I did spot a bit of weirdness though, as I thought, oh, what did they put down the bottom? So you got the logo there, and then you got that. Why have they got a page called delete account?
Right there, it's at the central on that bar. It's a central thing as well. That is a bit odd.
Yeah. They got terms and conditions, privacy policy, and then it says, So what? So you're going to delete account,
especially if it doesn't include like, are you sure or something?
Yeah, it doesn't seem. It's probably. To be fair, I know they had to jump through a lot of hoops and stuff to do with MiCA regulation and all that kind of stuff, So it might be something like that. It might be a sort of thing where they had to do that.
I think they still could have tucked that away a little bit, just into some even under terms or something there, into a subscreen or something. But in any case,
I suppose, I mean, I'd have had it as 0.27, or even, maybe after complaints,
you're right to be forgotten and that sort of thing.
Yeah. If you want to leave, just do it there. Anyway, so yeah, that's something that's pretty cool. And I think what I want to do is get one of the guys or two of the guys on the stream sometime, or at least make a video with them. I think I could probably get Adam, who's one of the main sort of like blokes on the social stuff. I could probably get him to talk to us. I'd love to get Edward though, because he's the main boss man, But anyway, so that's that really. So I don't know. As crypto is crashing like mad all round us, I think there's definitely something that I'm quite excited about over there. So anyway,
it's a ray of sunshine for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's something I've been waiting for a long time. I mean, nothing was going to happen without that app. So, and I've been using the beta one for like a week now, and it's actually been quite good. Actually, I think I've been quite impressed with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we should do this. Sorry, I completely jumped the gun there. You were about to say something. Shall we?
I was about to say, shall we do that? So I think that actually there's some synchronicity there, I think. Just very quickly, because a few comments flew by. Oh, by the way, I thought I switched on the comments on the screen. So I was thinking that because obviously we have people watching on various different platforms and things, so they don't really get to see the full chat. So I think just having that there is kind of handy. So if whichever platform you're watching on, or whichever channel or whatever, if things seem a little bit lonely there, that there is activity elsewhere. So hopefully now you can just see a bit more of what's happening. But just go through them. So from earlier on, Kaz was saying, I look at my charts, I have the levels marked on after lots of work. Yeah, and but I need to actually follow through with using my hard work in practice. Yeah, I get that as well. It's the courage to stick to your convictions, isn't it? And so like if when the price approaches a stop level, to be not sort of necessarily just like nudging the level lower and lower, higher and higher, and probably a bit different with the take profits, I think, because definitely having like take profit levels that once you've taken some and the trade is safe profit wise, then definitely just letting it run and run for as long as possible is kind of a good thing. It's also generally what makes a lot of trading strategies ultimately profitable, I think, because if there's a series of bad entries or whatever, each which is stopped out, some fairly tight stop loss, and then there's like one good trade that runs and runs, and generally that's how it's done, I think, for each like week in week out sort of consistent profits and so on. Anyway, so yeah, I think we would talk about the Bitcoin price kind of dropping rather a lot, and so diamond hands if you can. Haven't heard that for such a long time. Diamond hands. I think that was kind of from the previous 4-year cycle, isn't it? But yeah, so yeah, any Tap Global news yet? Do we have any Tap Global news?
Not as such, I don't think.
No.
Just having a quick look, actually. I mean, me and Maff, we did a little recording with with a guy who's in the Telegram group, who's not like, you know, anything to do with TAP. He's just a sort of he's a holder of both XTP and the shares as well. You know,
he's in contact with Arson as well, isn't he? CEO of TAP.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah. I mean, during that chat, he did say that he talks to him. Yeah. So it sounds like he must be a fairly not. I don't know if he's a major shareholder or anything, but you know, big time investor in any case, from the sounds of it.
Yeah, and it kind of went a little bit wrong, really, because I started just talking about some of the things that I think could be improved, and it kind of went a bit downhill from there, and it wasn't very positive actually. But so I don't think we're going to use much of that recording. We might use a bit though, but I think they really need to get the GBP card loading. I think because the guy we spoke to, I mean, he was in a good situation where he's actually got like a holiday home in Cyprus, in the Turkish part of Cyprus. So he's over there all the time. He's got like a euro bank account. He's spending euros.
Yeah.
So he's getting the XTP cash back.
Genuinely benefiting from that.
Yeah. But you know, I had kind of questions like, you know, sort of like, you know, so the XTP you're getting with the cash back, you know, I mean, over the past 12 months, that's gone down a lot in value, you know. So how would you feel this time next year if it's down to like half what you thought it was going to be worth, you know? So, you know, he's like, the moment, say he's happy getting 6% cash back, and what if it turned out to be like 3% or something, you know? So I don't know. So it was it's still not my favorite fintech thing, but it is still one that I think, to be honest, if you have got diamond hands or even diamond balls, actually, it is probably the sort of token that if you got hold of a chunk now, you might do really well with it. I've personally got too much that's worth a lot less than I paid for it, so I don't want to do that. But
so it's like slightly stuck in a holding pattern there.
Holding
on to your diamond balls.
Holding on to my diamond balls, which I don't want cut off. So yes, no diamond ball castration here. No, right, okay, that wasn't the answer you were looking for, was it? But I think, you know,
it probably wasn't the answer you're looking for. Probably the answer you expected.
Overall, I would
basically.
Overall, I would. So overall, I would say that I am still bullish on the project. They definitely haven't given up or anything like that, and they're not going to run off with your money. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, there's clearly active development going on there, isn't there? Yeah, I think with that with that interview, that there's sufficient positivity in there, I think, to carve out a decent video, like probably a 5 to 10 minute video, I think.
Out of the
worth doing
that we spoke about.
Exactly.
So we'll probably go out a bit like an Alan Park.
You have to work harder than probably have to do it a bit better than just like muting at certain points, because someone could lip read the negative comments and then just sort of, you know, but apart from that, it's great. So anyway, breaking US initial jobless claims, actual 225,000, expected 213. Lovely, that's good, because there was some kind of fear, wasn't there, that the US market was the US economy was cooling. I mean, of course it is, because obviously with everything that's been going on, essentially, global risk assets. Excuse me, looking down. Global risk assets have experienced significant pressure over the last couple of days. So the renewed escalation, obviously, the US-Iran thing, geopolitical insanity, I'd call that, really, and concerns surrounding the Strait of Hormuz have pushed oil. Oh, we ought to look at the oil price. So oil price has been pushed higher. So fears of short-term inflation, essentially, Let's bring a chart up. Get Quadzilla, by the way. It's it'll level up your trading. And oh, look at that. That's a nice just blue screen of Zen-like just tranquility for a moment there. And back to the chart. Okay, so where's oil? Yeah, it's to just bring it up. Okay, let's bring it up. We were looking at the tap price, weren't we? Maybe we should not be looking at the tap price right now. Let's instead bring up. Where's that working? Where's my? Oh, crikey! Okay, just realised my my keyboard was switched to the wrong computer, so I think I may have been typing in things into the work messaging system. Anyway, so hope they're not horrendously. Hope I'm. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, crude oil futures. Have a look. Switch off a few things just for now because looking for kind of the macro view really. So has gone up a bit. I mean, so what's that line? Let's see. All right, the 50-day SMA, which interestingly, the crude oil price came out, touched that, wicked up, touched that, came back down. What's that like on the daily? Interesting. Okay. So there was the 200 and the 50, way back down there. When was that? Back towards the end of February. So the 50 crossed up above the 200, and that, and sort of wonder if it probably won't take much to bring this price. That's not actually in US dollars, obviously not. That'd be scary if that was a crude oil price in I suppose it is. It's just different unit. It is dollars, I guess. But let's bring up a different kind of want just a bit oil. USD. Is that better? Is that a better one to look at? Yeah, at least that's got the actual price. Price per barrel and so on. So yeah, glad to see that it's below $100 a barrel anyway. That, that's kind of good. So anyway, yeah, just that's not the best chart either. So obviously the price has been kind of heading back up, but it's very much there was a pivot, isn't it? So it was dropping, pivoted, came back up. So it's just kind of reacting a bit, isn't it? And just bouncing around. Obviously reacting to short-term news and just the continued sort of oh yeah, we're reaching a peace deal, and just actually no, we just started bombing each other again, just rinse and repeat sort of thing. But anyway, back to Bitcoin. I'm depressed now. So blah blah blah. What can we talk about? So
by the way, I've just been playing with that with the chat widget thing, and I've just put it on the big font. I don't know if that helps anybody on phones.
Well, yeah, and anyone who's watching on their watch or something like that. I think hopefully that would help.
You got big, medium, and small.
Medium. I would think medium. To be honest, because then
medium,
at least.
And then you got for the side of it, you got regular, tall.
That one. Where it was just that I think, because then I can just move I'll remember to move the chart over a bit.
So we'll go for a tall medium then, shall we? Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, yeah. So probable pump, I think, because so what I was kind of touting for this, like on the to try and make the Mafftopia sort of live stream title a bit different from the Say with Crypto one. I just changed it to like pump then dump, because I think that's quite likely what's going to happen. So we're going to see a relief rally, I suspect, and in fact, as Aussie says just here, we're closer to the bottom than they are to the top. After max pain comes max gain. I think that's probably quite right, actually. And similarly with Scotty saying, this is the bottom. No, a reversal in the skies of the Philippiding limit. And excuse my censorship kicking in there. So, and just very quickly, Scotty, Cardano found Mr. Hoskinson, Grandpa Simpson, says he's taking a break. Okay.
Break.
And so laugh myself lies. Wise move, Charlie. Yeah. To spend more time with his family. As the saying goes. So anyway, yeah. So Bitcoin on the 2 hour. What's the best way to look at this? Don't know really. So the right thing. Yeah, I suppose so. Let's gather my thoughts. So
what you on Bitcoin, is it?
Yeah, I switched over to Bitcoin now, just jumping all over the place. So
tell you what I've been looking at last sort of hour or so is well, I've been doing my usual thing with the 3 time frames, but the 12 minute the 12 minute is what I was looking at, because I wanted to see some sort of like little bit of a bounce, and the 12 minute is quite beautiful at the moment. It's done like a green.
Okay.
A green. Sorry, you got a plan. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, we're certainly going to have a look at the 12 minute, but just for beforehand, I was just going to go through the higher time frames a little bit.
Okay.
And so yeah, essentially, fairly major drops. All of that from that. Actually, when was that? So 1st of June. So this is, I mean, even though it's on the 2 hour. Okay, that's right. So, but yeah, so all the way down. That in total was a just over 17% drop. That kind of big impulsive move down, which was it 12.7 thousand dollars. So it the price kind of bounced off the 55 EMA, I noticed, and obviously failed to break above it, came back down, and in heading down. So yeah, on the way down, we're seeing these green bars suggesting that the sellers should be exhausted by rights. The sellers should be exhausted by this stage, and but obviously the EMAs is offset, because the EMAs were sloping down so steeply that there's clearly still downside to come along that, and for a little while there's a trend shield showing up to the downside as well. So yeah, also for a lot of that, in fact, funnily enough, that the green bar showing up there, while the red momentum stochastic was heading steeply to the upside, and even the weighted average, the white line, was also sloping up. Well, I suppose, yeah, that makes sense, actually. They're both sloping up. So that was happening kind of around about that momentary recovery. The price actually then hit this. So talk about the 12 minutes. That's a 12-minute retracement just there. I think part of why not much is showing up, I just realised, is because I was playing around with some potential new changes for the next version. So of Quadzilla. So essentially, let's put those onto the price chart. Super signals. Down here we've got calculated bars. So what this is if we've got so you probably notice that sometimes Quadzilla, because it's calculating so much, there's such a lot going on, and there's multiple indicators in one, etc. It can take a little while to initially do its thing and then plot everything. So as a way to sort of get around that, I've exposed a TradingView setting, which is so you can reduce the number of calculated bars. If you set it to 0, then that's kind of the default, and then it just calculates everything from like the full extent of the chart going back to wherever it begins, and that's kind of the normal. But if you wanted to, you could kind of say, okay, it only calculates me for the latest 300 bars, say, and then you can see it changes, and then it just redraws everything very, very quickly. We can put some in-betweeny number. I'll just put that back to 0 for now. Like so, let's put some other things in. Retracement channels. So, actually, no, let's hide those just for now. So also just to explain quickly, we've also got Quadzilla retracements added here that based on the 12-minute time frame. So, and those are, if I just go into the settings, yeah, okay, that's, I think the color's got a bit smushed up. Let's change those to that and that. Yeah, it's making a bit more sense now. Oh, one thing also, just so we can distinguish those a bit more. Yeah, so the line widths for the 12-minute retracements are set to 1 pixel a piece for the step 2 and the step 3, whereas the retracements coming from main Quadzilla there are a bit thicker, so you can kind of tell them apart. So yeah, so essentially on this, then maybe just drop to a what am I doing? I know what I'm going to do. Just, let's head to that one. Is that a good one? Maybe. Yeah, I wanted to just bring this up to the weekly, and just for a sec, having gone through all of that, I was going to switch Quadzilla off for a sec. That one and that one. Just to cover this. So just kind of checking in on this pattern that we tend to return to and just kind of see how it's going. So the purpose of this really is to try and catch the bear market bottom and try and predict roughly kind of, or approximately just where it's going to be and maybe when as well. So noticeably, from the all-time high, which obviously marked out the end of the bull market, really. Let's see. So yeah, from there the price dropped 36% down to here, and then went into a bit of a recovery, accumulating and also just kind of bear flagging to the upside by about 21%, by some number of percent. It then dropped 38%, so slightly more, like 2% more of a drop, and then did a bit more of a recovery. Probably coincidence, I don't know, but the amount it's recovered was 36%, which was exactly the percent that it dropped by. Probably a coincidence, just but it's just one of those weird things. So since then, if we took that as a bit of a pattern, that 36% drop, then 38% drop, maybe then a 40% drop, maybe, seems to be going in that direction. So, and then based on these, if I take those, actually I'll just move those out of the way for a sec. If it allows me, do that. So this one, so there are definitely signs that we could see a bit of a bounce from here, but it's going to be short term, I think, and then just further downside after that. So just do keep that in mind. I guess on the lower time frame, we can maybe have a look at where it might come up to, but there would be a likely candidate where it might bounce to, like, so which is about maybe 65.5, just above, just because that's obviously, that was a very clear support level of that accumulation going on, where the price then bounced away from it, and kind of, let's just draw a line in for that. So that accumulation level there was a support. Over here, it was also resistance there for a bit, and just a clear kind of area of liquidity that was skewering through, and that level then, yeah, as I said, maybe 65.5-ish. So potential level there for a bounce. It's not that far away as well. That's the other thing. If it gets higher, then maybe there will be another level, because it's that kind of peak, and the price also peaked there. I mean, all the way back there at the start of 2024, but still there's correlation there. There are touch points and so on. Even that price trying to come down virtually to that level as well. So that one would be 73.2. I bet there'd be calls for the the bull market being back on if it gets that high. And we've already bottomed. That's it. Here we go. But just got a feeling there's gonna be more downside. So just delete that one anyway, and that one maybe. So yeah, given that, if the price does come down to there, that 40% brings us into this kind of order block here that let's do this. Plotted it all the way back to here really, so that there's a big area of liquidity, that's I put the bottom of that there because it ties in with where there was accumulation along there, and obviously the price just touched down to it way back there, 2021. So and then the top of that is kind of, I think because of here really, the price kind of touched down to it as support. So if the price doesn't come all the way down that 40%, it could just wick into this area, and then that'd be enough jet fuel really for it to leap away a bit, to react, and then probably come down again. But so that would be round about the 55, maybe 56 level. So yeah, we might see a reaction there. But otherwise, if it does come down to 40%, keeping in mind each of these is a week on these candles, so it could take a little while for that to play out. We could see something like that, but sideways movement essentially taking place before it comes down. So, but yeah, if it comes down to that 40%, that's just under 50k, sort of 49.9-ish or 49.8. Then if we saw an upside similar to these, it's going to move around, but that's probably fairly arbitrary, really. But I was thinking that because that upside move is 21%, the one after that was obviously higher, 36%, which suggests that this upside move would also be higher. Not quite sure why I chose that 48. I don't think there's a particular sequence going on there, but that would bring it up to about 73, 74, which, funnily enough, was the level that I mentioned just then about it might come up to here. Well, I think actually it was there, wasn't it? Sorry, but let's just draw in a box there because it also touches there. So maybe from there to there. That's just the thinnest box ever, but kind of there. If I move that, is it going to let me? Go on, give me. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Just horizontal. So, possibly. So, and then that would be kind of roughly in the middle of there. So that's sort of between 74.7 and 72.8, maybe. That's possible. I could sort of see that, and it ties in with what we've been seeing so far. With there's some sort of expansion going on there if the price moves, as we head further, like deeper into the bear market. And then this one, so assuming this is getting into very just kind of not even really uncharted territory, just in terms of if this is true, this might be true, therefore that might be true. It's like, this hill of sand that we're building up beneath us in our suppositions and so on, is getting less and less stable. But anyway, so assuming that was true, then this one down, kind of following the pattern, 38.40. I mean, that's probably meant to be 42, I think, but I've wobbled these around. So say that's 42% down. That would bring us down to there, still within this this order block. That would be 42.9. Could maybe call it 43k low, which would be also just kind of bring it in line with that area of liquidity there, and kind of how steadily can I draw that line? Not very. Yeah, way off. I just couldn't even. Anyway, so it's meant to be a horizontal line from there to there. So yeah, that seems reasonable. I think. I mean, it was meant. I think it was say 43k as a low, and that would be in October. There are all sorts of calls for the bear market bottom being kind of earlier this time, like, you know, any time from August onwards, really. So we could probably just bring in the good old Bitcoin cycle highs and lows indicator, which is now available again, by the way, for free on TradingView. Just go get it. Just search for add indicator and then start to type in Bitcoin cycle highs and lows, and it's just there. But this kind of shows us. So what this does is it's got the hard-coded previous 4-year cycle highs and lows built into it, and then from that it runs predictions and things on the next low and the next high. And so in this case, you can use different prediction models and things within the settings, but in this case it's currently set to predict a September low, 28th of September, end of September low of 39,100, so just under 40k. So in this one, that does take it a little bit lower than that, but kind of not far off. It's same ballpark, really. Just basically 40k, but very low 40s, I think, for that. In round about September, October, we could adjust it a bit to say, what could we say? So the dates predictor, so 20th September on the weighted average dates predictor, we could change that to average, which is just like the averaged out number of days between the previous high to low of the cycles. So on that one, we're looking at more of it like 30th of August. So it essentially brings it forward by a month, which would match some predictions that have been seeing around the place. And similarly, just the very naive, like, previous bar count. So if this high to low took exactly the same number of days as the previous one, then actually pushes it out to October again. So I think that is naive. So I think we're somewhere between that, just the averaged out, which is end of August, and the weighted average, which is end of September. And then the price predictor itself, probably the most accurate one, I think, based on back testing, is the Fibonacci extension decay, which gives us a pretty good read, I think. So diminishing gains push that even lower, down to 28, just under 29,000. So we don't want that one, no. So just the average pushes it off the chart down to 16. Previous percent move, don't even want to know. so to push it back to the Fibonacci one, Fibonacci decay, and yeah, that one's it just seems about right, and it ties in with not just this probably slightly dodgy TA that I'm doing, but with other sort of methods of prediction and things that we've seen around the place, and also of course just the ongoing TA that we see about the place as well. So that's that. Let's have a look at a lower time frame. I think if we go back to this chart, so for a sec, just drop to the 1 hour. Oh, bring back Quadzilla. Bring back Quadzilla. Bring back never mind. So and the 12 minute. So okay, yeah. So on the 1 hour, we're seeing we saw a very nice super up there, and a couple of green market reversal bars in a row right there, and the retracement. Sorry, retracement. The convergence band converged right down to like the sort of pixel size and curved around quite sharply into that green bar. So when that happens, when they converge like that, it means that all four of the stochastic oscillators, which operate on different not really time frames, but just like I suppose just like different amounts of data in them, amounts of running window of history essentially. So it just means that all four of them are fully in agreement at that point, which is a very good sign that whatever they're showing is something that's about to happen for sure. In this case, the price did reverse. It kind of wicked right down, got that sharp wick down, and then pivot to the upside. Following that, yeah, just low and a higher low. So kind of very much a trend reversal right there. That sort of thing. Let's change that. So there's a sneaky retracement level just in there, played out. I think that was from the 12 minute. Yeah, that's looking pretty uppy at the moment, I'd say. Also significant. Well, I was going to say significantly, that candle closed above the 1 hour 9 EMA. Well, it does seem to just come down to it again during the current hour. Although it's still got 40 minutes to go. So I think for this upward trend to continue convincingly, solidly, we'd need to see another close above that 9 EMA. It depends what it's going to do. I mean, if it could similarly just continue to do that at some level, whatever, and then the 9 EMA is going to do what it does. So it might end up kind of straddling the 9 EMA through it, which it sometimes does. See examples of it here and there. But generally, if you're in a strong downtrend, it tends to stay below the 9 EMA, and the opposite, if you're in a strong uptrend, it stays above it, but not really. There's a bit too much of a range there. It started expansively, I think, that ranging. So maybe it kind of that ranging needs to contract a bit before it can turn into a steady, proper like uptrend. So there's that. If we overrun a little bit, are we good for time?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I did such a short stream yesterday that I feel like I shortchanged everyone.
Okay, so probably can carry on for a little bit. One thing I did want to do, well actually, because excuse me, we were talking about looking at the 12 minutes. Let's just jump to that now. Maybe lose the scribbles. So yeah, that retracement's lovely right there. Just hide that from you. And
it was mainly the green bar. I thought that was quite nice, and then the retracement up that you just pointed out. I just thought that was quite a neat little 12-minute thing, and it's doing what it says on the tin. It's coming down again now. So
for sure. Also here, I mean, to be fair, this one there were green bars showing, but clearly, well, obviously EMA is just coming down strongly, and unrelated to those, the the trend shield was also signaling like, by rights, this should be a market reversal here. The seller should be exhausted, but something's still going on, so hang tight. And then, in fact, as that faded away, and also as the convergence band narrowed down again, and it didn't quite, I think the red one is just set there, but still kind of converging, and then turned to the upside. And then that kind of, and also a fairly major clue, to be honest, was that pivot with the sharp candle wick coming down and the reversal like that. That's such a clear reversal sign. What that's doing right there, because like as soon as you see something like that, as long as the next candle is a bullish one, or even starts bullish, then that's a pretty surefire kind of, just go long. It's kind of a signal. But yeah, these what we call the faster EMAs, so the 9 and the 21 crossed bullish there, signaling that there was kind of a bit more upside to come. So is that they're not as strong a signal as when the 21 and the 55 cross over. So and you can kind of see that in the way that it just kind of got it there and then reversed. So so is that yeah. So it's pretty good. Yeah. What I was going to briefly show was actually, let's have a quick look at quite a few comments gone through. I was going to look at a possible historic trade setup, just because I thought it might be worth just having a quick look at a sort of how to use Quadzilla sort of thing to find a decent, not just a trade entry, but also when to exit the trade as well, which is kind of an important thing. Of course, none of this round tripping here, apart from what did get round tripped. So so pump and dump. Oh, yeah, okay. Yes, absolutely was. So the weekly 200 SMA is also a great indicator. Wise. What is it? What I'm trying to think. I think of monogram. What's the eye thing? Monolith? Mono eye glass. Mono lens.
Monocle.
Monocle. Thank you. What's it called? Why is it monocle? Anyway. Yeah.
Like
monocle.
Like spectacle. Although spectacle.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's a derivation of that. It's not like
but I don't know why spectacles like it should be like stereotical or duotical or something.
Absolutely, it should be. Yeah, or a tricycle for people with 3 eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so monocle to see where we are heading. Yeah. Yeah. I really like the 200 SMA. So probably have a very quick look at it actually. Do I have it here? Is it switched on? No, it is not. Let's bring it in. Schma. Bring it in. Let's put it on to. I know it's already on the thing. So yeah, I know it's already on the daily, but just switch it to the 1 day. Where's the date? Where's the date? Daily and 200. And colors probably. I'll just make the color a little bit lighter. That's going to clash big time. Just put it back how it was pretty much. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're well below that. It's really interesting how the price there. That was back in the start of May, wasn't it? Yeah. The price just came up. It kind of touched that. That was such a sure sign, I think, that that particular phase of the bear market had happened, because we've been expecting that for such a long time. Since the all-time high, it's just like, okay, sorry guys, party's over, into the bear market we go. But there always seems to be that relief rally, doesn't it? Into the bear market, and at some point the price just kind of rallies, recovers, comes back up to the 200 daily, and then bounces back down. Sure enough, happened there. So, actually, you were talking about the weekly. I just realised. Let's have a look at that. Sorry.
When was I talking about? Oh no, sorry.
I think Ozzy was talking about the weekly. Yeah. My apologies, sir. Let's correct that. But in any case, yeah. So I think we'll be hard pressed to come back above the 200 daily, because I think, and if we do, if the price comes back up above it, then I think that would be hugely significant in terms of like, was that the actual bottom, and are we now, like the bottom is in, and are we now headed into just it's all uphill from here or whatever. But yeah, let's switch that to the weekly. The Van Beek, and I see what you mean. Yeah, that's just my scribble there, isn't it? But yeah, in fact, let's get rid of the scribble. So, how long until the weekly stops? So it goes. Oh, Sunday, isn't it? So yeah, another. Where's the price? Oh, the price is there. Yeah, another 3 days. Virtually like 3.5 days to go. Hence that hadn't quite updated, at least not on the daily. So yeah. So according to that, on the weekly, the price is touched down and basically touched the I was going to say that the 200-day weekly SMA, the 200-week SMA. Could that be the bottom? I honestly just think that there's going to be more downside to it. What's also significant, though, is that retracement on the weekly continued to be relevant. The price touched down to that one really nicely, to be honest. So I mean that's textbook. I mean, it bounced a bit, but sure, and then up, as you'd expect, a bullish retracement level to do so. Just like that one, price wicks down and up. Kind of wick down, bounce up. So, but yeah, okay. Possible scenario based on that, price come down, up. Another one, which I think might be more likely, is came down and something like that. Two possibilities of which I think, honestly, that one to me is the more likely one. But yeah, so it's that. We're already on that chart. Okay, so I was going to just very quickly delete that. Yeah, let's zip back to that. See here a little bit. If I put on the that 12-minute retracement, maybe look at this on the maybe the 2-hour, and do I still have the thing that I had here? Oh yeah, here we go. That's just kind of marking out where I wanted to do this. So basically, with the 12-hour retracements, that's so those I've also added in a similar, well, basically the same thing that I added into there. So because you can add multiple of these fixed time frame retracements onto a chart, like here, this, even though we're on the 2-hour, this is the 12-minute retracements. You kind of want to maybe optimize them a little bit so that your chart, all these things redraw a bit faster. So with that in mind, this one is currently set, so it only calculates back 300 bars from the present to where it is. So and that's probably okay. I can maybe increase that 600 or something. So it might affect it because this is already some distance back in time. But if I So I wanted to go through this a bit in terms of just getting a trade open or close, or open and close, entry and exit. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's do the replay thing. Come back to this, maybe to there. See what I mean? Just, there you go. Now they've redrawn. So, oh, still going. Oh, it's because I moved the thing. There's no big. Yeah. So, that's probably a bit of a spoiler alert. Where I've drawn that short position in there. But let's say if we were thinking about going short here, because the price has kind of it's done all of that to the upside, and just got this kind of like gut feel that the price is going to reverse there, and it's kind of signified a bit by the same pattern that I was banging on about before, where you get this kind of strong upward candle and a fairly long wick on that, and it just seems like there's market exhaustion up ahead, like it in. Let's move that over a bit. Oh no, that's fine. So, because like down here, we started to see these red bars coming up. Each of those has been pretty good, actually. They have marked a bit where the price has come down. Now we're seeing this one again, and possibly just because the momentum oscillator has been up here in overbought for so long, it's really starting to feel like that. We should be seeing a market reversal now. Yeah, but obviously so nothing like particularly clear just yet. If we just go on to the next bar, that it. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, price came down. It touched the 9 EMA. That's to me, it's always kind of a critical thing. And we've got another red bar showing here. There's still the trend shield, but at this stage, I think you might well be thinking like, okay, yeah, that seems like a good place to place a short, because such a lot is pointing to that, I think. And the fact that we've got all these retracement levels down here, the EMAs are not sloping up nearly as much as they were. So you might well think, okay, let's go back. I want to go select bar back to here, because wanted to also say there was it looking at this, and you might think, well, okay, maybe for confirmation of a reversal, you'd want to wait for the price to come down at least as far as the 9 EMA, because that's such a sort of litmus test, I suppose, that we're seeing. It's at least possible that, so if the price even like nudges slightly below it, then that's probably a good time to for a trade entry at that point. Probably a good place as well for an exit might be, because we've got this retracement level from the 12-minute showing there. So perhaps we just move that down. And additionally the 55 there as well. So I'd be tempted to keep that there, but then, or maybe could bring it down. I don't know. Down to there. So you could maybe look at a bit of a take profit there when it hits the 55 EMA. Another one there when it reaches that retracement from the 12-minute. Potentially, if there's still if there's still room for the price for the trade to run, even keep some of that in play for it to come down to that level, and so on. But yes, so let's go on to the next one where we were. Price came down, touched the 9 EMA, and so that's nice. And so let's say our trade is now in play, and it's at that was the start position. The stop loss for that is set at like kind of 0.5%. That seems reasonable. I don't want to lose too much there, because I think if the price bounced back up away from there above the 9 EMA, then that's kind of an invalidation in any case that that this trade isn't going according to plan. So it's like geared out early and go again. So yeah, as soon as your plan is invalidated, and then downward, that kind of gives us a 2.5% potential profit there. So that seems a nice kind of risk reward type thing, doesn't it? So 0.5% versus 2.5%. Sort of. So yeah. So we're now in the trade. So, and that happens. Oh, it's gone a bit doji, isn't it? But we're okay. You know, we're still within the thing. Yeah, View is, you know, we're now in profit. Quick, close the trade, close the trade. Panic. Okay, and sort of 37 cents profit locked in. You know, so but anyway, keeps going. Yeah, it's looking a bit inactive, or like, you know, it's that. I think maybe, even though, like, looking at that candle, the sort of doji-ish, or whatever you want to call it, probably not a doji, even though that was obviously bullish and it is maybe a bit, you know, a bit worrying, it of course never got above that candle, so it never like engulfed it. It wasn't even close. So that probably because that was such a strong downward candle in itself. So yeah, that wasn't really worrying. And then similarly with this one, that's kind of okay, suggesting more downside really. Oh, bit of upside. Having said that, where's that going to go? Okay, bit of ranging. Okay, okay, down. Hopefully now we're cooking. You know, so yeah, down. Don't know why the EMAs have stopped. What's that all about? What setting is this on? Did I not set that back to? Oh yeah, calculated by zero. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't seem to want to plot the EMAs along here. That's bizarre. That's just a TradingView thing going on there. I might just repurpose that. Oh no, bring in the EMA. Yep. Let's make it actually a 9 EMA. Should make it cyan. Is that good, cyan? That one. There we go. So at least we can, because I think that when we're when there's trade in motion, the 9 EMA is kind of a critical one to watch, really. So, because that was another thing, that even though this was happening here, each candle still closed below the 9 EMA. So otherwise, might well have been starting to think, oh, maybe this is the time to take some profit. If a candle closed above the 9 EMA, at least maybe consider taking a partial profit at that point. But in any case, you know, seeing this sort of thing going on, let's come back up. Down. I think at that point, yeah, I don't know. I guess he would have taken some partial profit just there, maybe. I don't know. Being glad of it. So potentially could put the profit back in again at that point when it came back down to the 9 EMA. Anyway, down it goes. Comes down to obviously past wherever the 55 EMA would have been along there, and it's also kind of touched down-ish. Didn't quite touch that 12-minute candle, but very close. I think at that point might even consider that to be like, yeah, that's done. So that essentially would have locked in a 2.5% profit, I think. Oh, there you go. It wicked down. If you had a take profit automatically set, that would have taken you 2.5% profit. So, like, you know, trade done, boom. So, but then out of interest, if you'd left some in there to run, comes back down. Where does it go? Just curious now. So, okay, comes back down further. you might have a trailing stop loss or something at this point, just because at this point it's just not playing playing around with it, but just it's almost like free money at this point, because your planned trade is executed and completed. But you might have left a little bit in there to run. There you go. Yeah, I think as soon as it comes back up to the 9 EMA, then probably, personally, I would just close it out at that point. Also the, oh no, it came back down. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to be more above the 9 than below it now. And also I was going to say this retracement level from the 12-minute, that red line, started plotting in as well, suggesting the price could maybe go back out there. Notice how it's just riding along above the 9. See that? Don't know where it's going to go. It's clearly up in any case. Yeah, off it goes. So closed it, touched that 12-minute bearish retracement, bink, then just came back down and wicked down to that 12-minute bullish retracement. So that's beautiful, just there, just further trades, just right in front of us. So I mean that itself is actually kind of just perfect, because it wicked up, touched the 12-minute bearish, came down, wicked down, touched the 12-minute bullish, because that, when it touches the bearish one, that means basically very likely price drop, probably down to this one, because that's right there. And this one, the bullish one, of course, means very likely price rise, and you know, big time. Then just off it goes. Again, touch the 9 EMA and then drop below it. So I think maybe if you'd been playing that long just there, you might have looked at that double top, not double top, that pivot there really is kind of a probable take profit. And in fact, it didn't quite hit that. So yeah, good luck with that one. But yeah, that was it really. Bit of a probably fairly overlong segment about just planning out and then taking that particular trade. But I think the important thing there was really just not just getting a good entry, but knowing when to exit the trade as well, because it's so often overlooked in these sorts of things. Are we done? Ish. A lot more comments.
Do you know what? We totally missed the US Open, and
oh, okay.
but Bitcoin had a bit of a pump just as it opened. But yeah, that was cool. Good.
Very nice. So look,
it's on its way down again now, but like that's that's to be expected, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, you know.
I was just going to say that 12-minute retracement just there, that sort of left the 12-minute one and switched on. Lovely again, price came up, you know, just above it, and then came back down, you know, so like exactly as predicted, that sort of thing. Yeah, so makes it seem quite likely that the price will come down. So I mean, this is, I just gone to the 3-minute for some reason, but seem quite likely the price will come down to that one. If I actually go to the 12-minute, because I was interested in just yeah, so it was that retracement just there. Price just came up, wicked above it and down. Now obviously headed back up after that, but that same level essentially turned out to be resistance in any case.
Just going to talk to my daughter for a second. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Really?
So
3 hours.
I think there's a very minor sort of just about a. Oh no, it is a higher low, isn't it? If we count the wick, it's kind of that. So maybe do that. So actually involves the retracement level in this kind of thing that. So that could end up a fair amount of price compression just there, coming up to that retracement level. Then what do you reckon from there? Bit of a kind of scenario type thing, but if it's doing that, I think boom to the upside or splop to the downside?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's been a hell of a dump overnight, wasn't it? So I don't know. I'm expecting a little bit of a relief, but that wouldn't coincide with your pattern there, would it?
Well, I think I don't know. I mean, overall, I think that's kind of been the crux of this, really, that we're going to see a pump then a dump. So I think that relief rally, basically the pump, isn't it? So I think that could see that happening. There are several levels here that we could see the price potentially coming up through. So like most likely recovery level, less likely, maybe least likely, up to like nearly 74k. So
I mean, there's been a few things that makes me think it'll go up for a bit. Like one of them is, looking at the 1 hour. I mean, it's quite a classic sort of double bottom there, which always used to be my favourite, still is really. But also on the 4 hour time frame, we've been getting the reversal bars, the green ones, for the last few days, but we've had the trend shield pointing down. Now that's just stopped appearing, and the current 4 hour candle has 2 hours and 10 minutes to go. So I think if the price continues to go up for the next 2 hours, then in theory we've got a bullish engulfing candle on the 4 hour. Got the trend shield disappeared, and just generally quite a few signs pointing upwards for the moment.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we're kind of in agreement on that. I think it's out of the pump, then the dump. This is definitely the pump part of that that we're seeing in play at the moment. I mean, when I say pump then dump, I mean it's it's going to be fairly long term, not just like in the next hour or so. I'm talking about maybe the rest of this week even. We could be seeing the pump part of that. Actually, Thursday, maybe a bit longer.
So what I'm kind of wishing now is that I hadn't set a stop loss this morning and round trip that thing, because my entry was around about 62.5k
as a long. Okay, yeah.
As a long, but then when it came back, it hit my stop loss because I was asleep at the time, so I didn't really want to have any risk.
Better to wake up to that sort of I missed out, rather than oh shit.
Sure, yeah. Cool. I reckon we are pretty much done actually. Tomorrow I'm hoping we'll have Dave from Stonksy on the channel. I haven't confirmed it with him, but he seemed very keen on the idea. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about really. I mean,
there's loads, I think. I'd be quite happy if he shows what's his indicate if he shows Stonksy, why not?
Okay. I mean, we've always said that we can see a world where they coexist anyway. So
they definitely complement each other.
And they
and not just paying each other compliments. It's just, I doff my hat to you, handsome sir. They're just
But they don't do the same thing, in my opinion.
No.
So I don't think they work the same either. So
no, they don't. I mean, especially because of the even if they had some common algorithm or whatever, or based on the same common algorithm originally, there's been so much rewriting within Quadzilla, certainly. They're just different.
Sure. I mean, I'll probably let him shill whatever he wants, really, within reason. But because that probably make up for any misdemeanors I've done in the past, and that'll be okay.
But also, I think like any sort of you know, oh, this I don't know, I'm trying to say seeing them as competitors or any sense of rivalry or anything like that is just kind of rubbish, isn't it? Because it's like kind of, do you remember Never the Twain, the really bad British sitcom with Windsor Davis?
Oh God, yeah, not very well.
It was awful, but yeah, they're rival antiques sellers, I think. But they ended up being best of friends in the fictional TV show. But yeah, they just sort of realised that they had more in common than they had in terms of things that they should be sort of unfriendly to each other about, or anything like that, or distrusting and so on. So yeah, there you go. There's a little old BBC morality. It's just getting our sense of morality from the BBC. What the hell? But anyway,
yeah. Don't get me started on the BBC. Yes, not my favourite people. Anyway. Okay, brilliant. So that's it, really. Thanks everyone for coming along. What was the old viewership like? Not that we've got a ship, but weird. They're all on X. Well, hello, X people. That's
yeah. So the people who are watching on Mafftopia, thanks so much. I appreciate your tenacity in watching there. Where a lot less people are watching than on Save with Crypto. So yeah.
Yes. Well, you know, stick to the original.
Whatever.
No, watch it on both. Yeah. Watch it on your phone and your laptop at the same time with one on each.
But that's the best thing.
And do remember to like the live stream wherever you are, and if you're watching this in the future, then do leave a comment as well. Come along to Discord. It's free. savewithcrypto.org/Discord, and you're very welcome there. And that's it, really. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Hey,
sounds good.
All right. So it's bye from me, and
likewise from him.
There you go. All right. Take care, everyone. Remember to click like on the way out.